Welcome to Cutting Edge once again.
Today we're going to show you how to make a really delicious mushroom risotto.
That's my absolute favorite dish from northern Italy, and for the record, rice was introduced to Spain and Sicily back in the 14th century by the Arabs, while the version of risotto we enjoy today was firstly cooked in 1829, where they roasted the rice with butter and onions instead of just boiling it, and finish it off by adding slowly the broth.
That's enough with the history lesson. Let's cook. First we start with our mushrooms. We're going to oven roast them. Many recipes they call for cooking them inside the risotto. I'm not a big fan of that because they have a tendency to get mushy when you cook them like that. I have here half a kilo of brown button mushrooms. You can use a mixture, you can do many different, whatever you want or whatever you prefer. I'm going to add some oil to our roasting pan, a generous amount. Then I'm going to put our mushrooms in, spray them with a little bit more oil here, and then I'm going to swing them around so they get oil on all sides. And then we're going to hit them with a generous amount of sea salt. Some black pepper, freshly ground. We give that another quick mix. And then we are going to put them in our wood-fired oven. If you don't have a wood-fired oven, well, you can't make the recipe. Here you go. Now, of course, you can cook the mushrooms in any oven you have available. But let's get started on our risotto. We're going to give a good splash of olive oil to a large pot. And then I have here 3 large chopped onions that we're going to fry in the pot until they are translucent. And actually, they can get a little bit golden. That's okay. You want to have a little bit of flavor from the onion. When the onion turns golden like this, we're going to create a small spot here for our garlic. And we're going to let our garlic become fragrant 30 seconds, not more. You don't want to burn it. It becomes bitter. Let it fry here in the middle. And when you start smelling the garlic like now, you mix it in with the onion. And then we're going to add 1 kilo of Arborio rice. And we are going to fry them dry for a couple of minutes until they turn a little bit yellow. When the rice starts changing color like this, you add 400 milliliters of dry white wine to deglaze the pan. And you keep stirring while the rice absorbs the wine. The trick about risotto is that from now on, you have to keep stirring for the next 20 minutes. When the rice have absorbed the white wine, then we start adding beef broth, little by little. A couple of spoons of this. And we continue stirring as the rice absorbs the beef broth. Once absorbed, you add another 2 spoons. And keep stirring. And this ain't the fun part. At this point, you want also to add your aromatics. Here we have fresh thyme. You don't want to add that from the beginning because that will burn if you do it during the frying part. When the rice is fully cooked, we're going to add 300 grams of grated Parmesan cheese. Stir that in and let it melt. We get a beautiful creamy consistency. Oh, that looks beautiful. And now I'm gonna kill the heat. And then we're gonna add our mushrooms. Stir them in nicely. And now I'm going to taste it for salt and pepper. It does need some salt. Let me say 2 pinches of salt. At the end, our bonus ingredient, and I add 2 tablespoons of good quality unsalted butter to give it that extra creaminess. And then we let that melt in, and the pepper I prefer to add at the table. Now we let it rest for 5-10 minutes and we're ready to serve. Time to give it a taste. That's perfect.
Everything is perfect with you. Well, actually, best risotto and best dish ever. And
Make it.
make it, and you can add on top truffle oil if you want to accompany that. That's a good idea.
That's good.